Hello everyone, this is going to be a tutorial on how to solve a 3x3 with just double moves. Some moves like just R2 or U2 or F2, like so. And I'm going to use, first off I'm going to start off with a scramble. Okay, so this looks pretty simple. So the first step in solving a 3x3 with double moves is we're going to solve the corners. You can see there's just one easy step here, and that's just an L turn, and it's all done. But let's go over some more complicated cases. For instance, something like this, and you kind of saw how I scrambled that. So typically what I look for when I get some random scramble like this is a little bit harder, as I'll look for something that has, I'll look like for a pair of corners, like kind of like I was solving a 2x2. There are none right here that I can see. See, we have yellow, yellow, but there's red, orange here. And typically what I look for, since I'm a blue solver, I look for blue first, or I'll look for green. And since none of them match here, we have to make these are both blue, these are both blue. So I'm going by blue, you can go by white, whatever you do. So I'm going to make these go on opposite sides of the cube. And then these two are going to swap, this yellow and this white here. And now we have them paired up. And then I'm going to bring these blue-white ones down. And then all we have left is to do a U2, and the reds are with the red center, and everything else is where it should be. Case. Yeah, I guess that's the most complicated case there is. That's what we just did. Okay. And if you have something like this for corners, where you have a blue face, but these two need to be swapped, and these two need to be swapped, it's actually very simple. You'll just bring these blue to the top, swap these two corners, and then bring this back down. Or, well, in that case, you'd bring these up to the blue, and then solve for the rest. So the next step, once you have all the corners solved, is you're going to have a lot of edges that are out of place. Now this is the part. You could almost call this just step 2 as the last step, but it's really not the last step because they're kind of, usually there's this in-between step before you do the last algorithm, so I call it 3 steps. So the first thing I look for is usually something like this, 2 yellows above each other on a white side, or the same whites on a yellow, just, you know, opposites. And there's an easy, just M2, U2, M2, U2. That's very simple. Another easy one I look for is something like this, where there's 2 blue on a green side and 2 green on the blue side that are that just mirror each other on the front and back sides. In this case, you can just face it here and go R2, U2, R2, U2, R2, U2. Most people should know these algorithms just by playing around with the cube. Okay, now I'm going to cover specific algorithms you're going to need for the last step of the process of solving a double move scrambled cube. So we already went over this one, and you can also turn it like this. Okay, so we did that one. We did this one. You can also do that on the left side. Now one I haven't covered is this one, where you have 2 opposites here, and you have 2 opposites here. Now this one's very simple. I don't know if many people know this, maybe some people already know it. This is just an 8 move alg. So if you face it like this, with these 2 in front of you and these 2 on the top. So this goes R, U, F, R, F, U, R, F. It's quite easy. The next one will look something like this, where you have 2 here, but the 2 opposite ones are not mirroring it. They're actually on the opposite side, so it's going to look something like this. This is actually easily solvable. All you have to do is face this side in front of you, or you can use back moves if you prefer. Sometimes I like to think of it like that. But if you face it like this, it's R, F, R, U, F, R, F, U. Another essential one that I think I have 2 algs for. I forgot the first one that I found though, but this one somebody recommended to me, so thank you for this. This is just a 3-cycle edge switch, so where this one has to go here, this one has to go here, and this one has to go all the way back here. So what you do is you hold the one that doesn't go, or the one that does go opposite in the back, and you do R, F, R, U, R, F, R, U. Okay, now I'm going to cover some last step algs that are going to take more than just those 3 simple algs that I covered. So this is normally an H-perm, right? And normally H-perm uses single moves as well as double moves. So we can't use those algorithms. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set this up so that we're going to swap these 2 with these 2, but I'm going to be putting these 2 in the back right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do L, U, B. I'm going to turn it like this and do the alg where we swap these 2 and these 2. And then we're going to undo those setup moves. This next one is very similar. It almost looks like you can do something like you're very tempted to do something like this, but we can't do single moves, so what we're forced to do is the same technique that we used before. I'm going to bring this one up here, I'm going to bring this one down here, and then we're going to bring those 2 in the back over here. So I'm going to do a U, R, B, and flip it here, and then undo everything we just did. Now this is another similar case where you can actually solve this 2 different ways. Now the way I would do it is there's only 1 move difference, well I guess 2 because you're doing undoing the setup move, so there's 2 different let me just go through it. So we have the one back here already, almost like an H-perm, but this is here in the back. We want to get this one in the back, and then we're going to use these 2 to swap these 2. So I'm going to do a U, B, I'm going to bring it here, swap these and these, R2, U2, R2, U2, R2, U2, and then a B, U again. Now the other way to do the same alg is you can actually turn it into that first algorithm I showed you, where I can flip it here, and then we have these 2 swapped and these 2 swapped, and then undo the setup move. Now this case is rather easy. I don't even know if I have to mention it, but this is just again a 2-edge swap on its mirror side, but this is just needs to be flipped twice here, R2, U2, R2, U2, R2, U2, and then we undo the setup move. Okay, so I think for the rest of the time I'm going to go over some example solves, so I'm going to get a new scramble, and just follow along with me if you want to. So we're going to go D, L, D, F, U, L, D, L, R, F, U, L, R, B, R, F, L, U, R, U, D, F, D, R, F. We should have something like this. I didn't pay attention to what I had in the top or bottom, but I guess I had orange and white facing me. Okay, so the first thing I see here, I look for blue, so I mean I guess it doesn't matter because they're both all the same case. Right now I'm seeing this needs to come down to here, so I'm going to bring this over here and then bring it down, and I see that these 2 are also made, which they're automatically going to be made. So I'm going to bring them down like that. I'm going to finish the corners like this. And immediately I'm seeing these 2 yellow, so I'm going to do that. I see these 2 as well, so I'm going to do that. And I have this case where I have these 2 here and these 2 here, so let's do another one. So we have R, B, L, U, B, L, B, D, R, L, D, F, U F D B L U R L F L B L. Okay, so a little different case. We have unpaired corners here that need to be paired. Again, all we need to do is, well, I could try and be smart and see if I can have something like this be saved. One thing I could do, let's see if I can do this. I'm not going to bother actually. I don't think this is going to be disturbed. So I'm going to do something like, I'm going to turn this side first and not touch that. I'm going to bring this red corner up, and these two should be down here. And immediately I see these two and these two. And then I have this annoying case, which I hate. So we're going to let's do another. Okay. R U B F U B R B D L D L F R L D R D F D R D R B U. Very similar case that we had last time, except I have no good pairs. I have no good chunks to save. So I see two unmatched corners here and here on the same side. I'm going to make them opposite, bring them together, bring these two blues down, and corners are solved. We happen to have a lot of edge switching to do. So we have this one, and then we have this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we just have one simple out to do, which is just cycling these three. So let's do another. R U F L R F U R B F R B D F B U D F R U F U R L D. Okay, you can see that this is very simple. All I'm going to have to do is, well, actually in this case, since I know when I turn it like this, I might even be able to take advantage of it and let's see. You know what, we can solve it first, so I don't want to confuse myself. I was going to say we could do something like, actually you can do that, just skip one move right there. And then we'll do this one. And then I have this case right here with these two, and these two need to be swapped. Which actually you don't get as often as the first one, the first out that I showed you. But this one's on the left, so you have to perform it on the left side. All you gotta do is change the L with the R, and the rest is the same. So we have L, well, I like to do it facing me. So it's LFRU, oh sorry, LFLU, FLFU. Alright, let's do one more. Okay, so we have R, U, F, U, F, D, L, F, L, R, F, R, F, R, B, R, D, R, D, R, D, B, F, D, U. Again, a very easy looking one. Here, I guess you kind of have to I'm thinking I could possibly save these two. Since this layer needs to switch, I could bring these two chunks up and then flip them here. So I'm going to save this chunk and this chunk here by doing this and then this. So I actually did save them by doing that. Now I have an interesting case here. Well, actually, it's not that interesting, is it? All I have to do is flip these two, do a double move to set this up, undo it, and then we have this left. So that was rather simple, wasn't it? If you'd want more example solves, I can do that. I don't think it's necessary, but I can do that if I get asked for it. So if you enjoy this, I'll make more. I plan on making them for 4x4 and up, so look forward to that. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. And if you know how to solve a 3x3 double moves now, let me know in the comments. Thank you.